are you doing? Sorry. Why are you coming head first? Your buttons, they're all right keys. You're so heavy. Sorry. I had no shit. What is this place? It's the servant office. Yeah. It's a closet. Get in here.
Where's old man Henry, Miss Hamilton?
Principal Henley said for you to wait right there for him. So you wait right there for him.
We want to see what's going on.
There's nothing to see, just police cars.
Well, everyone in the high school's out front watching.
Well, you'd be out there too if you behave yourself. There's Lieutenant Dalzell.
The only bank robbery this town's ever seen and I can't watch.
There's nothing but police and people.
Well, yeah, but every cop in town. And maybe the bank robbers are still hiding out there somewhere. Maybe there'll even be a shootout.
The bank robbers are probably 20 miles away by now. It happened more than a half hour ago. I doubt if they'd be foolish enough to still be on Vine Street.
Let me take a look through Henry's window.
Make it fast.
Oh, thanks. Wow, come here and take a look, Miss Hamilton. There's 3, 7 cops in a state trooper car. It's just like in the movies. Hey, I think there's blood on the sidewalk.
There was no bloodshed. Milton at the bank said that they were absolutely wonderful. Nice to everybody. Just walked in quietly and took all the money and left.
I'll bet they're killers, though. Did they have masks?
Dark glasses, hats pulled down, and a small black bag, she said.
Hey, Julie, they catch anybody yet? What's going on? What can you see? Oh. What? Oh, I can't. They got away here for Henley. What? Is this Grimes coming writing something on her wall? No, it wasn't about her. It was a poem. Yeah, that's the one. I don't think she got it, but she did send me down here anyways. What?
Alexander Hamilton High School. Miss Hamilton speaking. No, he isn't. Any message?
Oil paint. I couldn't find a brush, so right out of the tube.
How can you spell it? Alright, I'll tell him you called, Miss Fleck. Goodbye.
I guess with paint remover? Is old man Henry out there anywhere?
Get out of here! Here he comes!
Gerard, what are you up to?
I was just leaving your office, Mr. Henley.
What were you doing in my office? You know where to wait for me, right there.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to see the bank robbers.
Never mind the bank robbers. You're in a bit of trouble yourself, you know.
Yes, sir.
Did you see him go into my office?
Well, yes, Mr. Henley. I thought it would be alright if we looked through the window a minute at the bank across the
A
street.
principal's office is not a public grandstand, Miss Hamilton.
Yes, sir.
And ring the bell early, Miss Hamilton. I suspect the students might be a bit difficult getting into class on time today. I will personally watch for latecomers. Gerard?
Yes, sir.
You get back in here and close that window.
But I didn't open it, sir.
Don't talk back to me, young man. Miss Hamilton, please! The bell.
Oh, yes, Mr. Henley.
Oh, Miss Hamilton,
Yes, Mr. Henley.
thank you for the water.
Oh, that's all right.
The bell, Miss Hamilton. I thought Mr. O'Donnell fixed that last week.
Well, he did!
Well, tell Mr. O'Donnell to fix it again. Discipline is what we need. More discipline. I knew it. They're not coming in. Act as if the bell hadn't even rung. Not one of them's budged off that sidewalk. You there! Get to your classes!
Mr. Henley, shall I ring it again?
No, don't even touch it! Get to your classes, now!
Oh, gee, Gerard, you should have been there!
What happened? Golly, Gerard, you missed it all. There were cops and everything. No way.
It's the old getaway car!
Yeah, that car in front of the school was a stolen car. The Crooks were gonna use it for a getaway.
Keep that noise down! Get to your classes, now! All it takes is something like that bank robbery across the street, and the whole day's schedule is disrupted. Keep that noise down! Get to your classes, now! Malone! Larry Malone! No, walk! Don't run! Come here.
Yes, Mr. Henley?
Larry, you know the rules in this school. No running in the halls. After all, a young man in your position ought to set an example. Why? My boy, you're president of the student council. We ought to be working together, Larry. Help me now. Help me out.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir, but with all that excitement going on outside,
Yes,
it's just...
I know. But we who are leaders must never forget.
Yeah.
Now, about that new plan I hear you have.
Plan, Mr. Henley?
Yes, that new scheme of yours for tying in the community chess drive with the homecoming queen selection.
Oh, okay. So, I talked it over with the homecoming committee and the student council, and everybody seems to go for the idea. You see, the old way we used to do things, where we used to vote for the most beautiful girl in the whole school, well, a couple girls ended up getting their feelings hurt. My idea is to cut out the voting entirely and to crown the girl who brings the most contributions to the community chest queen of homecoming. That way, nobody goes home disappointed, and the chest should get more money than ever before. Of course, we'll do this with your approval, Mr. Henley.
Yes, yes, of course. 100% approval, Larry. I will certainly stand beside you on this. Get to your classes, now! I'm going to ring the bell. Where are you headed, Larry?
Biology class, Miss Humphreys.
Well, you'd better get a move on so I don't have to give you a tardy slip. Leadership, remember. We who are leaders must always set the example.
Yes, sir, Mr. Henley.
Good afternoon, Miss Hamilton. Hi, Mr. Henley.
Hello, Lindy. A lot of excitement today, isn't there?
I'll say, I hardly had time for lunch.
You might as well finish filing those schedule cards that you started yesterday.
Get to your rooms! You're going to be late, every one of you!
Isn't there any typing I could do?
I'll switch with you later and you can do some of my typing.
Didn't you hear me? I said you're going to be late! Get to your classes, now! And keep that noise down!
Alexandra Hamilton High School, Miss Hamilton speaking. Who's calling, please? Just a minute, Mr. Burkholder. Mr. Henley, Mr. Burkholder at the bank.
Hello, Oliver. Well, you've certainly had a busy day. How much did they take? Is that a fact? 123,000? Well, was anybody hurt? Ah, that's good. Did you get a good look at them? Oh, really? Well, that's certainly going to make identification difficult, isn't it? What are the police doing? Oh, yes, well, you'd better tell Lieutenant Shaw that he better catch those criminals or my name isn't Arnold Q. Henley. All right. Yes, don't let this get you too down. We all have our bad days. Now take care of yourself. All right, why don't you do that? I'll cheer you right up. Come over anytime. Yes, I'll be here all afternoon. All right, goodbye. Think of that. $100,000. Two criminals walk into an establishment in broad daylight and steal $123,000. And to think that that sort of thing can happen in a law-abiding community, in this country of ours. And we call ourselves civilized. Why, I tell you, crime, that is nationwide crime, is the greatest threat to our American way of life. Why, our young people are turning into criminals. No respect for law and order. Crime! Crime! The criminal mind! And they think they can get away with it! You there! What did you do?
All I did was write a poem.
Who sent you down here?
Miss Grimes.
Why?
On account of the poem
What poem?
that I wrote
Where?
on her wall.
With what? What?
Paint.
Stand when you talk to me and speak up.
Blue paint.
What was the poem?
Well,
You wrote this
yes, sir, on her wall.
on her wall?
Yes, sir, with blue paint.
Well, did anybody see it? How long was it there?
What time is it?
You mean it's still there?
I mean, I tried to get it off, Mr. Henley. Me and Miss Grimes both tried to get it off, but it's
Well,
oil paint.
well, you and I are going to march right down to Mr. O'Dowell's, and you're going to get some turpentine and a brush, and you're going up to that room, and you're not going to leave until that wall is clean. I don't care if it takes all night. What in the world possessed you to do such a thing? Your parents are going to hear about this, young man. Now get up to that room and...
Mr. Henley's really upset today, isn't he?
Mr. Henley is in rare form today.
Can I have a tardy slip, Miss Hamilton?
You can. The question is whether you may have a tardy slip.
May I have one then? It's for Miss Grimes again. She's collecting them, I guess, like some people collect stamps.
Here's a nice new one for her that hasn't been postmarked yet.
Gee, thanks, Miss Hamilton. Hey, Lindy, working hard? Oh, so-so. Hey, Gerard was here just a minute ago. Oh, you mean the poet of Hamilton High? My dreamboat. You should have seen the sentiments he wrote on Grimes's wall. And all in blue, the most divine color.
Oh, I heard about it. Mr. Henley just took him down to the custodians for some paint remover.
Oh, I hate to see it go. It was dedicated to me, you know. I didn't understand it, but at least it rhymed.
Didn't I just give you a tardy slip?
Oh, yeah, I'm going. Hey, Lindy, what do you think about Larry's new idea for homecoming queen? Isn't it fabulous? I'll be the queen even if I have to float alone. I'll have more contributions than Mr. Henley has pills. Her Most Royal Majesty, Queen Golf Hopper the First. Care to contribute?
No, thanks. I got my own little drive to work on.
Goody.
I'm going. Bye, Lindy. Hi, Larry.
Hey, Goody. Hello, Lindy.
Hi, Larry. What are you doing out of class?
Honey Humphrey sent me for the slide projector.
Oh, you're going to be learning all about algae.
Nope, erosion. Miss Humphreys had algae already.
Kinda looks like she still has it.
Yes, it's true.
Really?
Well, take it easy, Lindy. I'll see you around. Oh, forgot to ask you. What color is it gonna be?
What?
Color? You know, what color is it gonna be? I gotta know.
Larry Malone, what are you talking about?
The dress? The dress?
The dress?
Yeah, the dress you're gonna wear to homecoming. I've got to find out so I know what color flowers to buy for you. Oh, I mean, after all, I certainly wouldn't want you to look
Larry.
bad. Hey, you'd look awful if I got you red roses and you had on
Larry.
Or worse than that, if you wore a green gown and I got
Larry.
you a corsage. Yeah?
What are you doing? You know certainly well that I haven't told you I'm going to homecoming with you.
Okay, Lindy, if you want to play games, I'll play right along with you. I just want to know one way or the other. Take all the time you want. You can tell me anytime. Anytime at all. I just want to make sure I get the right flowers for you, though.
But really, Larry, I'm not sure I'm going with you.
Who are you kidding? Who else would you go with?
You're impossible. You've asked me a different way every day for the last 2 weeks. While I admire your persistence, homecoming is more than a month away.
Oh, come on now, Lindy. You're torturing me. Fine, I give up. Please say you'll go with me. Please. After all, I'm only thinking of you.
Well, I've never heard anything so conceited.
Then it's all settled. Now I can go tell all the other guys in the school that you and I are set for homecoming.
No, Larry,
Bye
don't
now.
you dare do that! Larry, come back! Ugh!
We'd better get Mr. O'Donnell up here before Mr. Henley gets back.
Do you want me to go and try and find him?
Yes, he's probably in the boiler room. I'll finish out here.
Put it away. This is a high school.
Let's not take no chances.
No, let's not. You get back in there and I'll look. Stuffy in there.
Can I come into the out now, boss?
Yes, Francis, you may come out now.
It's dark in here, too.
There. Brighter.
Oh, thanks, boss.
Why don't you take off your hat and coat, too? Hang them in there. It's a closet.
In the closet? We gonna stay here?
Not any longer than we have to.
Let's get out of here fast. I don't like the looks of this joint.
Perhaps you prefer the looks of the Elmwood Police Department outside?
Whoa, cops everywhere.
Shh. I'm thinking. Get away from that window, you fool! Shh. We can't get out this way until Miss Hamilton leaves.
Hamilton? Who's she?
The principal's secretary, you idiot.
Ah, let's beat it. I don't see what we're doing here in the first place.
You don't think I like being stuck within 50 yards of the job, do you? You know, if you'd stolen a getaway car that would start, we'd be across the state line by now.
But boss, you saw how it ran when we tried to...
It was like a nightmare, sitting in that car. Grind, grind. Not even a murmur. We can thank our lucky stars it was lunch hour and nobody was around here. I still think somebody must have seen us come in through that window.
I came in after you. I didn't see a soul.
It's a miracle, but we're gonna need more than that to get us out of this town.
What's going on now?
They're towing our car away. The police can't even start it.
Boss!
Shh.
Boss, look!
Keep your voice down. What is it?
It's you!
What? What do you mean, me?
Right here in the picture. It's you!
What? That doesn't make any sense. It can't be.
But it is. Right there. Your picture.
I mean, that's me, all right. But it really isn't. Don't you see?
Oh, yeah. No.
I mean, he looks like me, but that's not me.
Huh?
This man, whoever he is, could pass for my twin brother.
Yeah, he could pass for you, too. The both of ya.
I don't have a twin brother, stupid.
But you just said.
I said he could be. In other words, he's like, my dead ringer, a doppelganger.
Look, I told you, like I've been telling you all along, this whole job is a jinx. It's spooky. Now they got your picture and everything. Let's get out of here while we still can.
Get away from that window, you fool. I'm still running the show and you'll listen to me. Now shut up. Somebody the principal knows well, looks exactly like me. We've got to find out who that is. This could be our chance to get out of here. Now let's see. We find this picture on the principal's desk. What's his name? Henley. Maybe he's Henley's brother or something. Maybe he's superintendent of schools or a teacher or heck, even Henley himself. Anyways, there's some connection. The principal knows who he is. I got it.
Okay, let's go.
Sit down. This man, and the principal, and the school. There has to be some connection with the school.
So how do we find out?
Well, schools have yearbooks. Yearbooks have pictures. Pictures of everybody in the school. These books. There has to be a yearbook here somewhere. A whole shelf of them. Let's see. 1954. This could be it. All right. Faculty. Where's the faculty section?
Told me to tell Mr. Henley.
Oh, he's not in there right now. He went out with Gerard and hasn't come back yet.
Oh.
It's none of the teachers.
Shh. Can't help it. I'm allergic. I'm allergic to books. Always have been. Books make me
But
sneeze.
shut up about your allergies. Look who it is on this page, the first picture.
It's you again.
Not me.
Your twin brother.
No, the principal, Henley. That's who looks like me. Arnold Q. Henley. Perfect. If this works out, it could be a miracle. It'll be a miracle, all right. The miracle we need to get us out of this town.
Alexander Hamilton High School. Miss Hamilton speaking. Oh, it's you, Agnes. Yes, I was going to call you earlier, but it slipped my mind. What a day we've had. Oh, you heard about our little excitement. Yes, right across the street. More than $100,000, they said. Gesundheit.
Sorry.
You catching a cold? You didn't? Well, neither did I. I thought it was you. It was probably those bank robbers. All right, dear. I'll meet you right in front of the show at 7:30. Goodbye.
This man's a principal. Look at him. He'd never wear a vest like this. Give me your tie.
Hey.
That's more like Henley. He'd never wear this one.
Take it easy. I didn't lift it. I bought it with my own hard-earned money.
Just hurry with the tie. When you're finished with that, get in the closet.
What am I gonna do in there?
One of those girls is likely to walk in any second now. It's gonna be hard enough to pass myself off. You, I could never explain. Plus, we're gonna have to get rid of the real Henley so I can take his place.
Well, think of some way out of here while I'm gone.
Just get in there and stay there. And don't fall asleep. I might need you.
I'm counting on you, boss.
Alexander Hamilton High School can be proud of Arnold Q. Henley. In his 6 years as principal, Mr. Henley has become eminent in civic and educational circles. Mr. Henley is a bachelor. He enjoys hiking, gardening, and walking. He's an ardent philatelist and has written several articles on the way that birds like to chirp when...
Why, Mr. Henley, I didn't see you come back.
I came in... Well, you were on the phone.
Here are these letters for you to sign.
Thank you.
Where are your glasses, Mr. Henley?
What time is it?
Oh, heavens, I've forgotten again.
Get back in there.
Here you are, Mr. Henley.
Thank you, Miss Hamilton.
Aren't you going to take your medicine?
Oh, why, of course. Where did I put it?
Let me see. It's this one's turn, isn't it?
Right you are, Miss Hamilton. You're getting better every day, Miss Hamilton.
Why, Mr. Henley.
I'm serious, Miss Hamilton. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Why, Mr. Henley, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
You're my right arm, Miss Hamilton. I've always thought that. Now, I'm going to be very busy. You're not going to let anyone disturb me, are you, dear?
What, Mr. Henley? Of course. Of course not. Oh, Mr. Henley. That Mr. Henley. He's such a dear.
That Mr. Henley?
Yes, I don't know what's come over him. He's like a different man. He even sounds different.
Do you feel all right?
Yes, I feel all right. I feel wonderful.
Boss!
What is it?
The money! The bag of money!
What do you mean? What happened?
It fell down a hole in there.
A hole?
Yeah, it's like a ventilator or something.
What'd you touch it for?
I was just checking to see if it was all right.
Well, can you see it? Did you see where it is?
Yeah, it's about 6 feet down where it turns. If you hold me, I can reach it.
Oh, come on, you clumsy idiot.
Alexander Hamilton High School. Miss Hamilton speaking. Who? Oh, yes, Lindy. She's right here. Lindy, it's for you.
For me? Hello? Yes? 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 Who is this? A fortune teller? Larry, where are you calling from? I thought you were watching slides. Okay, you can go ahead and tell me my fortune, but you'd better get back to class before the lights turn on.
Mr. Henley, here's one I forgot to give you when I...
Yes, that was a very nice fortune. But you better have your crystal ball overhauled, because I still don't know whether I'm going to homecoming with you. Bye now. What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost.
I haven't. That's the trouble. I haven't seen a soul. There's no one in there. Mr. Henley just vanished into thin air.
Miss Hamilton, there's nobody in there.
That's what I'm telling you. And he was just in there. He took his medicine. Didn't you see me come out after the water?
To be honest, I don't remember seeing him at all. The last time I saw him was when he was in here with Gerard in the paint.
Of course, I remember. But then he came back. I talked to him. At least, I think I talked to him. Don't you remember me coming out and telling you how nice he was?
Nice? Mr. Henley? Now you've got to be dreaming.
Oh, this is ridiculous. There must be some explanation. I didn't see him go in, and I didn't see him go out. Yet I swear, only 3 minutes ago, he was just
I've never seen such a mess in my life. Poor Miss Grimes is on the verge of tears. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but when a child does something like that, he should be disciplined. Discipline is what we need. More discipline. I think I'm going to write to Gerard's parents. Any calls for me, Miss Hamilton? And are these letters ready for me to sign? And get my water for me, will you please? It's time for my medicine. Who put this medicine on my desk?
Well, I did, Mr. Henley. Don't you remember? I think you've taken your medicine already.
Nonsense, Miss Hamilton. The water, please. Unbelievable. What a mess. What did you have the yearbook out for? And who knocked my picture over?
What, Mr. Henley, you must have taken it out. You were reading it before
Miss
when I came.
Hamilton, I've noticed you've looked a little tired lately. Now, I know we're all working very hard, but we mustn't let the routine get the best of us. Because when that happens, the first thing that suffers is your work. Now, look at this office. I leave the place for only a few minutes, and what happens? Chaos! Utter chaos! Discipline is what we need. More discipline.
Yes, Mr. Henley. Yes, Mr. Henley. I don't know what's come over me. I had an aunt like this once. But I never thought that I would turn into her.
Miss Hamilton, why don't you go lie down for a few minutes? I can watch The Office.
Yes. Let me lie down.
We need more discipline. What? Oh, get your hands off of me! This better not be a prank!
Francis, shut him up, quick!
Take this! Oh, my hand!
You missed, you idiot!
It's
Do it
stuck in
again!
here. There.
There, start tying him up! Quick!
Where's the rope?
It's under him, you idiot! Move
Oh,
him!
brother. No, you big
Not there!
lug.
I have to get out!
Sorry.
Francis, he's still in my way!
Whatever.
Oh, you fool!
There, how about that?
No, how is that supposed to work? Just
Fine.
Where are his glasses?
On the floor. I'll get him for you.
hurry it up and give me his sweater.
Yeah, here's that.
There's some tape in my coat pocket.
Yeah.
Put a gag in his mouth.
He won't make no sound, boss.
Good work, Francis. I think the worst is over. If we can make it through the day, we'll get out of town tonight. But we must be cautious.
Discipline is what we need. More discipline.
You are now looking at the new Principal Henley.
And so, under these circumstances, I could find no other alternative. I admit this may seem harsh to you as parents, but it is necessary if we are to set an example of our young people. The one thing we must instill in them is discipline.
Discipline? What's discipline?
Don't ask me, these are supposed to be your letters.
They're not my letters, they're Henley's. Read that last line again.
The one thing we must instill in our young people is discipline.
Spell it.
Discipline. Discipline.
That's discipline, you idiot. Discipline. Finish the letter.
And so, this note is to inform you that I hereby suspend your son, William, from high school until such time as I have assurance of his future good behavior. Most cordially, Arnold Quincy Henley, Principal.
Expelled from school? He's tough, all right. Really makes these kids toe the line. Read the next one.
Oh, boss, no more. That's all I've been doing. You already know everything you need to know about this guy.
The more I know about Arnold Q. Henley, the better chance we have of staying in the clear until tonight. Don't you get it? A bit of research like this might keep me from making that one slip that would mean our necks. I've read his yearbooks, his speeches, and now his letters. Better make sure he's all right. Give him some air. Don't overdo it. Close the door. To Mrs. Joseph Blickle and Mr. Malfoy Gunklock. Your proposal to outfit the band in new uniforms was, I'm quite sure, motivated by sincere interest in our school and community activities. The itemized costs list for uniforms would, I suppose, be considered reasonable, in line with current prices. However, may I suggest that we keep this in mind as a goal for the future? As to taking the band on a tour throughout the state, I must disappoint you for the following reasons. First, any money that could be raised for such a venture could be put to more constructive use elsewhere. And secondly, even if such funds were on hand, the out-of-school time involved would force me to voice an emphatic no. It seems to me that such extracurricular activities as our band take far too much time from classroom studies as it is. Most cordially, Arnold Quincy Henley, Principal. Put that gun away. Don't just stand there, you idiot. Make yourself useful. Go through some of these and let me know if you find anything important.
You look a lot better since you had a rest, Miss Hamilton.
I feel better, I suppose. I think it was all in my mind, don't you?
I'm afraid so. It's true what they say. Once Mr. Henley, always Mr. Henley.
Has he been working you awfully hard?
No, he hasn't bothered me once. He hasn't even been out of his office.
Does he know I've been gone so long? Maybe I'd better put in an appearance.
Oh, he'll let you know when he needs you.
Have you picked up those letters to go out?
Oh, no, I thought he'd bring them out to me when he wanted me to.
Oh, those have to go out today. I don't know what he'd do if I'd forget those. The mood he's in. Are you sure he's in there? I don't hear a thing.
He might be reading.
I don't know what. It's too quiet. I don't think he's in there.
Miss Hamilton.
Oh, Mr. Henley! You startled me so. I wasn't sure you were in your office.
Please forgive me, Miss Hamilton. I didn't mean to frighten you. Was there something you wanted to see me about?
Why, yes, the letters. I wanted to get them in the mail for you.
The letters. Why, of course. I'll get them for you.
Don't just stand there, you idiot!
Look like you belong here. You're visiting me or something. Just sit in that chair. Now relax and act natural.
Relax? How can you relax? We just robbed a bank and it's still across the street.
Shut up.
Here, these envelopes are already addressed. Put the letters in them, and here are the stamps. They all go in the outgoing basket. Well, it isn't his medicine time yet, but I'd better get the glass and not take any chances.
Come in, Miss Hamilton. Are the letters all in order?
The letters? Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh, Miss Hamilton, this is, Mr. Brown of the Board of Education. This is my very competent secretary, Miss Irene Hamilton.
How do you do, Mr. Brown?
Hi.
Mr. Brown is making an extensive survey of the secondary school systems in our area.
Yeah, I am.
Please forgive me for not introducing you to him before.
Oh, that's all right. He was here before.
Why, of course.
Maybe I should have rested a little while longer.
Do you feel faint again?
Well, no, not exactly faint. Lindy, have you met Mr. Brown?
Mr. Brown?
Yes, Mr. Brown, in with Mr. Henley.
No, I haven't seen him once. He must have come in while we were out.
Yes, that's it. When we were out together. I was in and out so fast after the letters, well, to work. Back to work.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm thirsty. I want some water too.
Put the glass back here on the desk.
Well, you had some.
That was for my pills.
I didn't see you take no pills.
Well, I took the water, didn't I? And Miss Hamilton doesn't know that.
Well, what good's the water without the pills?
The only thing I took was the water because I'm not really sick.
Well, if you're not really sick, what are you taking the water for?
What? Will you shut up about that water?
I'm thirsty.
All right! fine. You can get a drink. There's a drinking fountain out in the hall. While you're out there, look around. See where the front door is. As a matter of fact, see how many doors there are on this floor.
Will it be all right, boss?
It will be if you keep your mouth shut. If anybody asks you anything, just remember, you're Mr. Brown of the Board of Education, that you're a friend of Mr. Henley's, of mine.
Nobody's gonna get tough with me,
All right,
boss.
cut that out. No rough stuff, you hear? Just give the building the once-over and act like a gentleman.
Okay, I'll case the joint.
No, you will inspect the building facilities, Mr. Brown.
I gotcha.
And I want to know the whereabouts of every door in the building, Mr. Brown.
Of the Board of Education.
That's right. Now, don't be long.
I am Mr. Brown of the Board of Education.
Quite the character, Mr. Brown, but a brilliant man. He wants to look over our building.
Would you like someone to show him around?
No, I offered to myself, but he
Hello, Arnold. I've had it. What a day this has been.
Have they caught them yet, Mr. Burkholder?
No, my dear. I'm afraid not.
Did they talk much? What did they say? What did they look like?
How
Well,
old were they?
What did you do when they did it? I mean, like, was everybody scared?
Oh,
yes.
I would have just died.
What did you do, Mr. Burkholder?
Now, ladies, please. That's all I've been doing today is answering questions. I came over to have a chat with Arnold just to get away from it all for a few minutes.
Yes, that's right, Burkholder. Why don't you just come on in and sit down and relax? Don't let anyone disturb us, Miss Hamilton. That is, unless, of course, Mr. Brown returns. Show him right in.
I'm gonna go outside and take another look for a couple minutes.
Well, how does it feel being the center of attention?
I haven't had time to think how I do feel. Not a minute, not a second. Arnold, you have no idea how frantic the whole thing has been. Everywhere I turn, I think I see those robbers. Why? Even that man I bumped into out in the hall just before I came in here.
Man?
Yes, skinny fellow. Looked as if he just came out of your office.
Oh, you must mean Mr. Brown of the Board of Education.
There, you see? Even he looks like one of them.
It really upset you that much, did it, Burkholder?
Upset me? Arnold, how would you like to come face to face with a bank robber?
Well, I guess I never quite thought of it that way. But I see what you mean.
You hear and you read about these things, but you always think it's going to happen to the other guy. Then all of a sudden, bang! You're the victim.
Yes, it must have been quite a surprise.
And a fright, too. I don't mind admitting it. Just think how you'd feel. Looking into the barrel of a gun, talking to a killer. I tell you, I never thought it would happen to me. And the irony of the whole thing is, I just spent hundreds of dollars recently on a new burglar alarm system. And you know about the new time vault. Why? Even I couldn't have opened that thing at night. In fact, that whole building of mine is absolutely burglar-proof from 4:30 in the afternoon to 9 o'clock in the morning.
Is that so?
But do you think they'd come at night when I was protected? No. They walked right in with the other customers in broad daylight, herded us like animals into the washroom, locked the door, rifled the open safe, and walked out.
Then what did they do?
Just walked out, I guess. It was the most simplest, best planned thing I've ever heard of.
You really think so, Burkholder?
That is until they got to their car. You heard about that, I suppose.
Yes, I know a little bit about it. Why don't you give me your version?
Well, that empty car that was sitting out in front of the bank turned out to be their getaway car. The police didn't find out until later when the Bureau of Motor Vehicles reported it as a stolen vehicle. It's a car a lot like yours, Henley. Same year and model, just a darker color, that's all.
Well, why do you think they left it?
They left it because they couldn't start it. That's why. That's the only thing that went wrong for them. If it hadn't have been for that, there's no telling where they'd be by now.
You sound as if you know where they are.
Well, they couldn't have gone far without a car. The police think they might still be hiding in the vicinity.
Oh, really?
Lieutenant Shaw is almost sure of it. They're searching everywhere. They'll probably want to take a look through the school sometime this afternoon.
Well, thanks for tipping me off, Burkholder.
Thought you might like to know, Henley.
Say, do you think you would recognize them if you saw them again?
Well, it happened pretty fast, of course. We were scared out of our wits. They were covered up a little too, dark glasses and hats pulled down. All I could give was a very general description. You know, build, color of their coats, and so forth.
Yes. Would anyone else be able to give a better description?
You know how people are. The more they talked, the more they thought they saw. To tell you the truth, I think we all saw something different. Why? Do you know what I thought at first? I am almost ashamed to tell you this, Arnold, but when I looked up, I thought it was you trying to play a joke on me.
What makes you so sure it wasn't me that robbed your bank this morning, Burkholder?
Oh, Arnold. I never gave you credit for having such a... I never gave you credit for having such a sense of humor. Oh, I wish it had been you, though. I'd have turned you right over to the Board of Education.
Yep, you caught me, Burkholder. Red-handed. The money's in a bag in that closet there.
The joke's on you, you old bank robber, you. Almost half that money won't do you a bit of good.
What's that?
Oh, that's right, Arnold. Those boys don't know it, but almost half that money they got away with is marked.
What do you mean it's marked?
Yes, we just got a shipment in yesterday. 4 of my people and several from the Federal Reserve are checking now. By tomorrow morning, we hope to distribute the serial numbers of over $50,000 of what they took.
You mean that, Burkholder?
Why, sure. We'll send that list everywhere. As soon as they spend one of those marked bills, that's it.
Almost 50,000?
That's right.
Say, Burkholder, how soon do you think I could get one of those lists of the money?
What do you want with one? You don't handle money.
Well, the more people on the lookout, the better. I'll post it on our bulletin boards. Even better than that, I'll have every student in the school copy it down. Why, we'll even make a school project out of it.
Fine idea. Lots of the students work after school at jobs. They might come across one at that.
Now, you won't forget, Burkholder. Maybe if I sent Miss Hamilton down with you, she could pick one up now.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Arnold. They won't be ready until tomorrow morning. We'll be working all night on that. I'll send you one as soon as they're ready.
Now, don't forget, Burkholder, those lists could hold all sorts of possibilities. And rest assured, we will study every number.
Well, that's fine, Arnold. I'm glad to see you taking such a personal interest in our bank. Oh, that reminds me. Isn't this the day for your weekly deposit? How come you missed it?
Well, put yourself in my place, Burkholder. I've been a depositor in your bank for, I don't know how long. And I've always felt certain that my funds were secure. That is, until this morning, Burkholder, old boy. Quite frankly, I don't think I'm in a position to risk my little nest egg.
Why, Arnold, you're not serious. I mean, after all these years, to talk a risk in our bank? Our deposits, as in any reputable banking house, are completely covered. I mean, well, I never.
Now, Burkholder, it's nothing personal. Why, I could no more blame you for the robbery of that bank than I could blame myself. But, let's face it. Your bank is just too easy to rob.
Now, let's not be hasty in our decisions, Henley. There will be a thorough investigation of this. We will install every available safety and alarm device. I'm sure you'll reconsider.
Well, Burkholder,
Now, let's reserve judgment, Arnold, and take time to remember we're friends.
Let me show you out.
All right.
Mr. Brown, I see you've completed your tour of the building.
Yeah, there are 14 doors and they all have inside locks on them.
What?
Really? What a unique observation. what do you think of that, Burkholder?
Oh, well, I'm sure the Board of Education will be... Where have I met you before?
Oh, Mr. Brown of the Board of Education. You know Mr. Burkholder, president of the bank across the street.
Across the street?
Across the street. Have you made a deposit there recently, Mr. Brown?
No. A withdrawal.
That's it. I knew I'd seen you before. Never forget a face. Well, so long, Arnold. Nice to have met you, Mr. Brown. I'll see you tomorrow when I bring you that list.
It's getting easier all the time. The longer we play these roles, the easier it will get.
Fat chance us seeing him tomorrow. That's what he thinks. By this time, we'll be 100 miles from here.
Get a hold of yourself, Francis, because this time tomorrow we're still gonna be here.
What are you, crazy or something? How come?
How come? Because apparently half the money in that bag is marked.
It's hot money, huh? Let's get out of here quick.
Hey, wait, just stop, listen. If we stay here until tomorrow morning, we'll be safe. We'll never have to worry about this job again.
How come?
Because the president of the bank himself is going to give us a list of the marked money.
Now, why would he do a thing like that?
So we can help catch the crooks.
You wouldn't try to cross me, would ya, boss?
All right, don't try to figure it out. Just listen. We stick you like glue. See? Then the square from the bank across the street forks over the list. See? Then we know what dough is good.
Yeah.
See? Then we case the joint. But good. See?
Yeah, I see. Sure. Why didn't you say so in the first place?
I did! Now, if we're gonna stay here overnight, we're going to need to make plans. We don't want to run into any night watchmen, especially not while we're exercising Henley.
Yeah, we gotta drag him out for a while, I suppose. I wonder how he's been doing in there all by himself. You don't think I tied him too tight, did you?
Why don't you go in and check on him? Move his arms and legs for circulation. Tell him he can drink this if he keeps his mouth shut while the gag is off. But keep him quiet.
Mr. Henley, I am so sorry I forgot about your medicine. I've been so busy in there, and I knew you were busy in here talking with Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown?
Mr. Brown? Where's Mr. Brown? Where did he go?
Well, he doesn't seem to be here anymore, does he? He must have gone out quickly. Didn't he say goodbye to you when he left?
But I see everybody.
We must always remain alert, Miss Hamilton.
Yes. Alert. Yes. The glass. Where's the glass?
Well, it doesn't seem to be here anymore, does it? You must have taken it with you on your way out.
No, but I left it here so that you could I'll go find another one, Mr. Henley.
Whew, it's a good thing I went in there. He could use some moving around. Took the water and didn't make no trouble.
We're not gonna have any trouble, Francis. Everything is under control. If we can keep our heads, things will go even better than we'd planned them. And, you know, just between you and me, I kinda like being principal of Alexander Hamilton High School.
You got brains, boss. You're the only guy in the business who could get away with this.
That's very kind of you, Francis. But, you know, they don't call me the prof for nothing. I earned the title.
Oh yeah, you taught school someplace, didn't you?
That's right. English, history, and mathematics for 6 whole years.
Well, how come you quit?
I was paroled.
Oh.
Quick, here she comes. Just sit in that chair over there and let me do the talking. Don't say a word. Have I got her confused? Watch this.
Mr. Henley, I found another glass.
Another glass. Why, thank you, Miss Hamilton. Something the matter, Miss Hamilton?
Mr. Henley, may I speak to you in the strictest confidence?
Why, of course. What is it?
I think something serious is happening to me.
Serious? What do you mean?
I see things.
We all see things, Miss Hamilton.
No, not just things. I mean, I see things.
I'm trying my best to follow you, Miss Hamilton.
Oh, this is so hard to tell you. I had an aunt like this once,
Like what, my dear?
who also saw things.
Exactly what do you think you see?
Well, I see an empty glass on your desk, just as if it were really there.
Over here.
No,
Over here?
no,
There.
no, more to the right. There. And there's something even worse.
Yes?
Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown?
Mr. Brown, in the chair.
Well, what's he doing in that chair?
Oh, no, he's not in that chair. He's in that one.
Oh.
My aunt used to see Rudolph Valentino often was with us at the dinner table.
Rudolph Valentino? Is that a fact?
He ate like a horse, she said.
And you say you see Mr. Brown?
Mr. Brown, in that chair.
You see, it's all in your mind, Miss Hamilton.
Oh, Mr. Henley, if you'll excuse me, I think I will go lie down a little while.
You do that, Miss Hamilton. Don't worry about a thing in here. It's you we must be concerned about for the moment. Goodbye.
Oh!
Well, what do you think of that?
Boss, is it okay if I lie down too?
Why? What's the matter with you?
I think I got the same thing. I see a glass there too.
What, this?
Take it away, don't touch me with that thing.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Francis. Calm down. You're getting on my nerves. We've got to stay on the ball. I'm going to go over some of these appointments on his calendar here, so I don't want to hear a word out of you, all right?
I thought you were going to use a rag to take it off the wall, not your face. It's all over you. Hold still a minute.
Not so hard. That's a pimple. Ow!
Gerard, you're fighting me again.
I'm not fighting you. I'm standing right here, at your side, bravely, stoically, aware of your loyalty in this, my hour of need.
I will always stand by you, Gerard. You'll find that all throughout history, beside every man in his hour of need, stood a woman as strong as he.
Yeah, like Pocahontas and Captain John Smith.
Or like Frank Sinatra and Ava Gardner in that movie.
What would I do without you, Goody?
What do you suppose he'll do to you?
Oh, probably send me to reform school.
Gosh, with all the hardened criminals, you'll be even worse when you get back.
Will you wait for me?
Of course I will. Even if you're sent up for years.
No, will you wait for me while I go into Henley's office?
Oh, no. Better get back to class. See ya.
Aren't you even gonna wish me good luck?
Good luck, Gerard. And remember, no matter what, we'll always have each other.
Goodbye, Goody.
Yes, come in.
It's me, Mr. Henley. Gerard.
Oh, hi, how are you? Come on in.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Come on in. Make yourself comfortable. My office is always open to any of my students.
I finished it, like you said.
Finished it. Good boy, good boy. I always knew I could count on you. Finished what?
The poem. I mean, I finished taking it off
Poem?
the wall.
You wrote a poem? Wonderful. I've always admired creative instinct. Let me show it to Mr. Brown here.
Mr. Brown?
Yes, Mr. Brown. He's with the Board of Education. He's very smart.
But Mr. Henley, how do you do, Mr. Brown?
Hi, poem, huh?
Yes, sir.
Come now, don't be modest. You've written a poem. You should be proud. Now, let's see it.
But I already showed it to you, Mr. Henley. Don't you remember?
That's right. Made quite an impression on me.
Yeah, it certainly did.
Mr. Brown, you'd like to see this young man's poem, wouldn't you?
Yeah, sure. You wrote this yourself? It's all right, kid. Really good.
Let me see that. Oh. You wrote this?
Yes, sir.
What did I say when I read this before?
You said to take it off even if it took all night. Then to come back down and you decide what to do with me.
I said to take it off?
Yes, sir. Off Miss Grimes' wall where I painted it. And she's waiting for us up there now.
Waiting? For us?
Yeah, you said you wanted to be up there personally to check on it?
That's right. So I did. Well, I guess we'd better get going then. Mr. Brown, why don't you come with us?
Yeah, sure. Hey, kid, let me see that poem again.
See, I'm telling you, Lindy, if that guy's from the Board of Education, then I'm superintendent of schools.
But he must be. He's been with Mr. Henley all afternoon. I wonder where Miss Hamilton is.
That's what I can't figure out.
What?
Well, if he's not with the Board of Education, then what's old man Henley doing with him?
But he is from the Board of Education.
Oh, no, he's not. He can't be. I met him in the hall a while ago and showed him through the whole building. And I tell you, there's something fishy about him.
Why do you keep saying that?
Because he's a moron. That's why. I asked him what he was looking for, and he told me, the number of doors. When I asked him what kind of doors, he told me, doors leading out.
He was probably checking for fire exits.
I guess, maybe. But listen to this. Once, I held a door open for him, and he stuck his hand in his pocket really quick and looked at me and said, now you go first and don't try anything funny. And you know what I think?
What?
I think he's got a gun in that pocket.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. It's all on account of those bank robbers.
You know, you may not be that far off.
Oh, now don't go telling me. Mr. Brown is one of the bank robbers.
Well, he certainly looks and talks like a crook.
Okay, Dick Tracy, if Mr. Brown is one of the bank robbers, what's he doing hanging around here?
See,
and what's he doing with Henley?
I'm telling you, I'd really be Dick Tracy if I had those answers. It just doesn't quite figure, Lindy. That's not the type of man Mr. Henley usually hangs around with. Hey, Lindy, I got an idea. If I can prove that I'm right about Henley, do you promise to go to homecoming with me?
Okay, that's safe. I'll promise that.
Do you know what he told me when I asked him how Mr. Mittendorfer was? He said, I don't know no Mr. Mittendorfer.
Wait, like Mr. Mittendorfer, the president of the Board of Education?
Yeah, his boss. He said he never heard of him.
Okay, that's a little suspicious, but you still don't prove anything.
I mean, this sounds pretty suspicious to me.
Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Shaw, Police Department. I'd like to see Mr. Henley.
He just stepped out of the office. He should be back soon, though.
Lieutenant Shaw, I've read about you. You caught those two guys that broke into the gas station last month.
That's right.
Oh, that sure was terrific, the way you tracked them down. Terrific. Man, it must be terrific being a detective. I mean, I'd sure like to be one.
Terrific. Maybe you can help me out in this case.
Hey, anything I can do to help, I'll be glad to, Lieutenant. Any news on the bank robbers yet?
I'm working on it.
Would you like to wait for Mr. Henley in his office?
How long do you think he'll be?
I'm not sure, but I can go look for him and tell him that you're here.
Don't bother. I'm here to look through the building. I'll just go ahead. That's his office, huh?
That's right.
You see, even the police think there's something fishy going on. Or why else is Lieutenant Shaw here?
Oh, they're searching every house and building around here.
Oh, Lieutenant? Hi, can I help you?
Excuse me, Mr. Henley. I told Lieutenant Shaw he could go right in.
Oh, why, of course. Hi, how are you, Lieutenant?
Fine, Mr. Henley. Nice to see you again. I don't mean to bother you, but I'd like to take a look through the building.
That's fine. Anything we can do to help?
No, I've already started. As a matter of fact, you had a regular box seat, didn't you?
Box seat. I don't follow.
Your window here is directly across from the bank. Did you see them when they came out?
Well, I was probably sitting here when it happened, but no, I didn't happen to be looking out at the time.
Too bad. You could have been quite a help to us. Have you seen anyone suspicious loitering around?
No, not a soul, Lieutenant. By the way, this is Mr. Brown of the Board of Education. Lieutenant Shaw, Mr. Brown.
Glad to know you, Mr. Brown.
Likewise.
Oh, what's that door there?
Oh, that's just a closet. It doesn't lead anywhere. Have a look.
No, that's okay. I'm mainly interested in the basement, or in some such place where they might be hiding out.
Well, the building's yours, Lieutenant. Don't be afraid of disrupting any of the classes. Just walk right in.
Thanks. Glad I've seen you, Mr. Henley. And you too, Mr.
Brown. Man, we are getting really good at this.
Man, I'd hate to have the police after me.
Yeah.
I almost dropped dead when I saw that copper in here.
Relax.
Alexander Hamilton High School. Just a minute, please. Mr. Henley, it's for you. Mr. McDowell from the music store.
Hello? Mr. Henley speaking. Oh, yes, Mr. McDowell. How are you?
Well, Larry, it looks like you're not going to be taking me to homecoming after all.
Now, what in the world would make you say that?
Mr. Brown, a bank robber? Really?
What say you start at the beginning? How many band instruments were to be repaired in all?
Police have been known to make mistakes before. A lot. Believe me, if I were them, I would have asked a lot more questions. Especially of Mr. Brown.
Yeah, what's with this Brown guy? And if you ask me, Henley's acting awful strange too.
Wait, what do you mean, Gerard?
Well, not like himself, you know? He doesn't seem to know what's going on. When I came back down from Miss Grimes, he forgot all about what happened. And when we went back up to her room, he didn't even know where it was.
This is all starting to make sense. I'll bet you they're both in on it. Now be quiet a minute. Shh.
Why, no. I don't think that's too high a price at all. You say they're in pretty bad shape, huh? Well, just how bad is bad? Oh, yes, I guess we can't expect too much more from 20-year-old instruments. What if we replaced the old instruments with new ones? Well, frankly, how many do you think need replacing? In that fact, we might as well start all over and buy all new ones.
Wow, that doesn't sound like Henley at all.
Quiet.
He wants to buy all new instruments? I mean...
Quiet, we can hear him too.
Why, of course I'm all right. Why wouldn't I be? Well, my attitude has changed. It's about time somebody did something for that band of mine. Name a price. Yes, right now. No, the best you've got. Nothing but the best.
What's come over him?
Sold! $5,300. Bring over what you have in stock right away. Oh, well, tomorrow then. Yes. Write to me in my office. I'm running this school. Yes, you're entirely welcome. This should have been done long ago. All right, goodbye. By the time I'm finished with that band of mine, it'll be the snappiest outfit in the state.
It's too good to be true.
I still can't believe it. He sure changed all of a sudden.
Yes, he sure has. There's something mighty fishy going on here.
Boss, aren't you carrying this principal stuff a little far? I mean, what are you doing buying the school all this new band stuff for anyways?
Come now, Francis. Look at everything that Alexander Hamilton High School has done for us. It saved our necks. This is the least we could do in return.
What do you mean, we?
Francis, where is your sense of moral obligation?
Nah.
What are they saying?
I can hear them, but it's really hard to hear what they're saying. I can't make it out. Now they've stopped talking.
Gerard, baby, what'd he do to you? What did Mr. Henley say?
Nothing. He was real nice to me. I can't figure him out. All he made me do was apologize to Miss Grimes. And he made me show my poem to someone from the Board of Education.
You see, Gerard, I told you have talent. Now, even Mr. Henley appreciates your creative nature and ability.
You think so?
Well, Larry, I think I'll take you up on that offer and let you take me to homecoming.
Wait, what? I did not say that.
What? I thought you were my girl. I thought it was all said that you were going with me to homecoming.
You never asked.
Well, I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
What?
Homecoming. I'm asking you to homecoming. Will you go with me?
Yes.
Oh, you got me worried there for a second.
Yeah, I know. Works every time. Come on, Dreamboat, walk me to chemistry.
Goody's got a good head on her shoulders. She really gets what she wants. What a twosome.
You know, you're cute when you laugh.
Really?
Yep, just like that. Oh, I wish I had a picture of you like that. Because every time I try to take one of you, you always look like this.
Oh, I do not.
Well, of course I'm biased. I think you're cute either way, whether you're smiling and laughing.
I can see you're going to be a big help on this case.
I guess you didn't find anybody, did you, Lieutenant, sir? Did you?
No. Looks as if they bypassed the school. Although this would have been a handy place to disappear in a hurry.
Yeah, it is handy at that.
Well, this was a waste of time. But you get used to that in my business.
You know, I'm not so sure, Lieutenant. Why don't you have another talk with Henley and his friend?
He didn't see a thing.
Oh, that's what he says. But you know what I think? I think that Mr. Brown, who Mr. Henley says is from the Board of Education, really isn't.
What?
Yeah, you heard me. I said I don't think Mr. Brown is from the Board of Education. I think he's a crook, one of them that robbed the bank. And I think the other guy is hiding out someplace with the money. And I think Mr. Henley is the one who set it all up. And they're gonna split 3 ways.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Sure. And then from here, they're going to Fort Knox to steal all that gold.
No, Lieutenant, I'm serious. I saw a movie once about a bank robbery that was pulled by the president of the bank. And the chief of police was in on it too.
You don't say. Maybe I'd better get back to headquarters and lock up the sheriff.
No, Lieutenant, I mean it. There's something funny about these two. And if I were you, I would really consider...
I know, kid. Thank Mr. Henley for me, will ya? Tell him everything's okay.
Nothing is okay.
Larry Malone, of all of the stupid, ridiculous things, it's just like you.
Oh, come on. Now, what do you mean it's just like me?
To make up a story, to jump to conclusions and tell your story to a police officer, you could be sued. It just shows how immature you really are.
Oh, and all of a sudden, I'm so immature.
Well, Mr. Malone, if you really want to know, it isn't all of a sudden. You're forever doing something like this, like homecoming weekend at State, when Roger was nice enough to ask me.
See, but you went with him,
Of course I went, and I had a wonderful time, too.
Well, so?
So, you didn't have to write him that silly letter, challenging him to a duel. Choose your weapon. Honestly, that routine went out with the 3 Musketeers.
So? So I got a little carried away on that one. A little.
Yeah, and I suppose you got a little carried away when you tried to serenade me at 3 in the morning, you and those 2 trombone players.
Well, how's I supposed to know your mom had the measles? I mean, you can't predict these things.
That isn't the point. It's just another example of your immaturity. You don't think, you're just impulsive. Like homecoming. homecoming, assuming you're the only person I go with, needling me about it every day. Well, you can stop now, because I've made up my mind about homecoming. I'm going, but not with you.
But Lindy, you promised.
What do you mean?
You promised you'd go with me if I proved my story about Henley and the robbery was right.
Just between you and me, I'm not too worried about that happening. I just hope that story never gets back to Mr. Henley. Of all of the stupid, ridiculous things, honestly.
Lindy, so you think I'm all wet, huh? That I don't know what I'm talking about? Well, I'm gonna go do some checking up on my own. And when I'm through, I'll show you a Henley we never knew existed. Man!
Brilliant, this boy. Francis, you'd better air out the closet. I think we may have to make room for one of my brighter students. The scholastic standing of Alexander Hamilton High School speaks for itself. Our record in athletics places us among the top 3 in the state. Why, a year has not gone by that Alexander Hamilton High School has not been represented nationally in art, speech, and music competitions. In short, we can be proud of our high school as an integral part of the American system of public education and a motivating force in our community. Most cordially, Raymond Arnold Q. Henley, Principal. End of letter.
Why, Mr. Henley, I have never heard you express yourself so enthusiastically about the school. You are positively inspiring.
Well, one can easily be inspired, Miss Hamilton, when one is privileged to work with such a charming, delightful, and all-around amazing staff. I've even stopped taking my medicine.
Why, Mr. Henley, you shed a bright light over everything this morning.
We're going to do great things for Alexander Hamilton High School, Miss Hamilton. You and I.
Oh, Mr. Henley, Mr.
Down,
Henley!
girl. Get down. Get your feet up off that desk.
I am Mr. Brown of the Board of Education.
All right. What are you doing? Sleeping on my desk at 10 in the morning. What if someone had walked in here? Come on, we've got to stay on the ball.
You know, if we was really on the ball, we would have snatched that loud-talking kid last night like you said.
I changed my mind. Better to have him shoot off his mouth than to have the whole school out like a posse looking for him.
You know, I must not got no more than an hour's sleep last night walking that Henley guy up and down all night. I'm tired.
All right, so you're tired.
And I'm hungry too.
Hungry? After that huge breakfast we had brought in here?
Well, Henley ate most of it. Only left me one tiny piece of bacon in a cold hunk of toast.
You shouldn't have been so generous.
Didn't even have no butter.
Shh.
No marmalade either.
Shut up.
One lousy piece of bacon.
Irene, be a good girl and call Burkholder for me. See if he has a list of that hot, missing money.
It'll make the 3rd time this morning, but for you, I certainly will.
That's the old school spirit I like around here, Miss Hamilton.
Well, Arnold, here it is at last. Hot off the presses.
Fine, Burkholder, fine. Irene here was just about to give you a ring. Come on in. You remember Mr. Brown of the Board of Education?
Hi.
Oh, yes. How do you do, Mr.
Excuse my gun.
Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, please. No firearms are permitted on the school premises. I don't care if you're a deputy. Put it away.
I'm sorry. I didn't know what I was doing. I am very, very chagrined.
Chagrined?
Yeah, chagrined. Chagrined.
Oh, okay, all right. We understand, Mr. Brown.
I didn't mean to jump like that, Mr. Brown, but it did give me quite a start. I mean, after those guns yesterday, well, let's face it, gentlemen, I don't think I'm quite over it just yet. In fact, I don't believe I'll rest easy until those two cutthroats are behind bars.
Yes, I'm sure Mr. Brown and I feel the same way about this whole affair as you do. Now, this is the complete list, eh, Burkholder?
This is it. $53,000 in 20s, 50s, $100, and $1,000 bills. Wish you luck, Henley. I have to rush back and help on the distribution. Certainly do appreciate you making use of that list.
Oh, you can rest assured. It will get our immediate attention.
Thanks again, Arnold. If you need help with anything, just come by the bank. It's always open to you.
How true that is, Burkholder. How true that is. And, don't think we don't appreciate everything you've done for us already.
Goodbye, Brown. Careful with those firearms now. So long, Arnold. Fine man, Mr. Henley.
Get that money in here quick. If Henley makes a noise, quiet him.
He won't cause no trouble. We got him scared.
No, not everything up here at the desk. Put the rest of it on the floor. You take the 20s, I'll take the 50s.
What long numbers? Are your numbers these long?
Just check them and pull out the bad ones.
They all look good to me. U, 2, 4, 2, 5, 3, 7, 8, F. This is gonna take all night.
We don't have to check them all now. We just need enough good ones to travel on. Besides, most of the bad ones are in blocks, consecutive order, like this bundle of 50s. They're all hot.
I bet that's $5,000 you're just tossing away.
Don't worry, there will be enough left over. Just think of it as income tax.
Income tax? That's robbery.
Alexander Hamilton High School, Miss Hamilton speaking. Yes, Mr. Gunklock, Mr. Henley's expecting you. It's right here on his calendar. I'll be sure to warn him. I'll be sure to tell him to be expecting you band boosters. Yes, that's quite all right, Mr. Gunklock. Goodbye. Mr. Henley, about your appointments today. You remember a week ago Tuesday? Well, that was the first day Mr. Gunklock called, and Mrs. Blickle called right after about the same thing. The band uniforms and the tour. Well, that phone call just now was Mr. Gunklock who... Mr. Gunklock called to say... Mr. Henley, do you see Mr. Brown there?
Mr. Brown? Why, yes, I do, Miss Hamilton.
Do you see something in my hand?
Yes.
And what does it look like to you?
It looks like a $100 bill to me, Miss Hamilton.
Oh, thank heavens. For a minute, I thought I was seeing things again. $100 bill?
A $100 bill. And it's all yours.
And it's all mine?
It's all yours, Miss Hamilton.
$100 bill?
$100 bill.
What, Mr. Henley, where did you get it?
Well, if you must know, Miss Hamilton, I robbed a bank.
I mean, seriously, Mr. Henley, where did
Now,
how?
Miss Hamilton, one mustn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Look at the years of service you've devoted to this school, and to say nothing of the countless things you've done for me personally. Nothing would give me more pleasure than your accepting this bill. Let's just say finders keepers.
What? Mr. Henley, thank you.
Miss Hamilton, finders keepers.
Oh.
Well, what do you think of that?
Losers, weepers.
After all, Francis, he who gives his riches is the richest of the richest.
Not when half of them riches is mine. That was one of the hot ones, I hope.
I should say not. There is no need to involve Miss Hamilton in this.
You mean you just gave her a good C note?
Not exactly. You see, I gave her 50, and then you gave her 50. No ship is better than its captain, Francis. And the same holds true with the school. with the principal at the helm. You hear that, Henley? I don't know whether you realize it or not, but you've been at the helm of a sinking ship.
Be careful, boss. I can't swim.
You're not a principal. You're not even a captain. You know what you are? You're a warden.
Discipline. More discipline.
Why don't you just relax and let down your hair every once in a while? Then you'll have your discipline, and with it, respect. You know, you can't scare discipline into people, not unless you tie them up like we did to you. And when they untie you, try and get some of those knots out of your personality. You don't know what a tough job it's been living down your bad name around here.
And be nice to the Board of Education, too.
Mr. Henley, I'll set for a pair of anxious band boosters.
Bad boosters?
Band boosters.
Yes, band boosters. We called from just around the corner. It's all right if
Gum
you grab...
cigar store.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Come on in. You know Mr. Brown of the Board of Education.
Only by reputation. At last we meet. How are you, Mr. Brown?
Okay.
Well, I'm Malfoy Gunklock, and this is Margaret Blickle.
Have two boys in the band. Albert plays an upright trombone. Earl plays a flute.
A fine pair of boys, both of them.
We like 'em.
Well, it's been a rather long time since we band boosted.
Bad boosters?
Band boosters.
Right.
Band boosters have been able to sit down and have a chat with our principal. Beth Cobalt was saying to me just last Tuesday evening at the gathering it was Tuesday because, well, I remember now. Anyways, Tuesday, Beth said to me, Malfoy, take the bull by the horns and thrash it out with Mr. Henley. Remind him, she said, that the heart of our community is our school. And I believe that to be true, Mr. Henley. Our band is more than just a high school activity. It is the musical pulse of our community.
Precisely my feelings concerning the band, Mr. Gunklock. In a community the size of ours, a band fulfills a civic need.
Well, absolutely. A number one, Mr. Henley. We received your letter, but knew we could come to an understanding if we talked man to man.
A letter? Oh, yes, that letter. I remember sending it.
We must admit we were all more than a little disappointed in your reluctance in buying new band uniforms.
And your emphatic no as far as sending the band on tour, Mr. Henley, I am certain the Board of Education would be receptive to a state tour. Mr. Mittendorfer, president of the board, would be amenable, I'm sure, particularly since the symbolist is a little Mittendorfer. Don't you agree, Mr. Brown?
Well, a little Mittendorfer goes a long way.
Mr. Brown has a point there, doesn't he? Now, we band boosters think that given a statewide audience and new uniforms, the Alexander Hamilton High School Band could establish Elmwood as a cultural city, as well as its being known as the home of the Wentworth Seamless Pipe and Tool Company.
Mr. Gunklock, I agree wholeheartedly with everything you have said.
You do?
As principal of this high school, I recognize my band and will certainly do everything in my power to promote them.
Well, bravo. Well said, Mr. Henley. You're a witness, Malfoy.
Oh, Mr. Henley, we had no idea that taking the bull by the horns would produce such swift results. As the old saying goes, he who hesitates is... he who hesitates...
gathers no moss.
No, is lost.
But we're not lost now. You found our band, Mr. Henley. And I'm willing to bet that you had a finger in this, Mr. Brown.
Not me. I always wear gloves.
What Mr. Brown is trying to say is, why don't you tell me everything you had in plan, and I'll see if I can't make you happy band boosters.
Bad boosters?
Band boosters!
Here's the tour that Mr. Whitcomb and us boosters have worked out. Cranford Municipal Auditorium, then up to Fort Lee City Hall, into Kiwanis Pavilion in Willoughby. This is all by chartered bus, of course. The transportation is itemized. Then up to the band shell at Lake Pottaweebash, and up into the Midlands.
Excuse me, how many stops in all?
17.
And the total cost?
It's all down there. $4,725. Room, board, and transportation for 19 days.
Now, Mr. Henley, we know that's a terrible amount of money to expend, but there will be admissions at a number of the stops that should yield a considerable sum.
Of course, we could cut out a few of the stops. I've always been against Lake Pottaweebash.
And at Willoughby, if instead of the hotel, they slept at the Grange. And what do you do?
Here's $5,000 for the tour. Now, how much are new uniforms?
Oh, Mr. Henley.
We have no idea.
I mean, really.
Bless you, Mr. Henley.
This is too good to be true.
I'll never forget you for this as long as I live.
Victory.
How much are new uniforms?
Just for the basic uniforms, $2,300. That's for the whole band.
With gold braids and shoulder straps like Roosevelt High School, it'd be $300 more.
And of course, the smartest bands wear capes, and we could get a ridiculously low price on them, lined with satin and guaranteed.
$500 more for the capes.
Yes, Mr. Brown. How would you like to see pom-poms on the band?
Pom-poms?
You know, feathers in the hats, pom-poms.
How much?
$3 each.
No, this band is costing us too much money already. I am Mr. Brown of the Board of Education, and we are expending too great a sum of money than is needed to. When it comes to pom-poms, I put my foot down.
Lieutenant Shaw, would you mind waiting in the outer office?
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Henley, but something a little out of the ordinary has come up. We're quite sure you can explain it.
Don't look now. We've caught us red-handed with the loot.
Oh?
Relax. It's just the band money.
We're almost finished, Lieutenant.
I'm afraid this can't wait, Mr. Henley.
Very well. What is it?
The young Malone boy here has brought something to our attention.
Yes?
It concerns you, Mr.
Mr. Brown of the Board of Education.
Oh, yes, the Board of Education. Have you known Mr. Henley long?
Yeah, sure, years.
Wait, that's right, Lieutenant. I can vouch for that. What are you driving at?
Well, you see, Mr. Henley, we have found reason to make a few calls today in reference to certain things presented to us as fact, which we now have reason to believe
What he's trying to say is that I called the Board of Education. And they never heard of a Mr. Brown. And then the police called too and found out that I was right. Because I suspected something from the very beginning.
You shut your mouth, Malone. I'm your principal, and you will show the proper respect. See me after school.
You know, I don't think you're a principal.
Hey,
Oh, boy! Let me handle this.
Of course. There's a simple explanation, Lieutenant.
Excuse me, Mr. Gunclock. Where did you get such big bills?
Mr. Henley just gave us those from his desk. They're for the band, the tour, enough to take us clear to Willoughby.
You certainly have no objections if I check these against the bank list, Mr. Henley.
Nobody move! Everybody put your hands up! Higher, Lieutenant! Stretch them higher!
Stop! You're hurting me!
Pipe down, sister!
Oh, when I get my hands on you all...
Malone, shut up! Just shut up! If everyone shuts up, nobody will get hurt, all right?
Well, she better not get hurt, because you're caught already. You'll never escape. There's another squad car outside, waiting for you both.
He's right. That means the back way.
Look here, Henley. I don't know how you're mixed up in all this, but you'll never get away with it. Why don't you make it easy for yourself and come with us quietly?
Nobody else make a move!
It'll be your last.
All right, boys, Mr. Henley said bring them right in, so let's
We
go.
gotta go for it. That sounds like a
Get off of me!
Do you hear that, Margaret? We're saved. We're saved by a brave band.
Lieutenant, what is going on here? Is this a school or a madhouse? I demand an explanation.
Difficult as it is to believe, ma'am, it seems the principal of the school and his friend from the underworld are the ones who robbed the bank.
Oh, Mr. Henley, how could you? You could have come to us if you needed money.
All right, everybody, let's move out of the office, please.
Oh,
Come on, everybody out, let's go. All right, Henley, where is it all?
It's all there.
But Mr. Henley, what about our money?
The tour.
The new uniforms?
The capes.
Will we ever get to Willoughby?
I hope so. I really do. I hope that the band goes on tour, gets new uniforms, and wins the tour, and gets new shoulder straps and capes too.
I still put my foot down on pom-poms.
Come on, I'll walk.
Gee, our principal's a crook.
Oh, Margaret, I can't believe this is happening. We were so close to the money right in our hands. Right as he was coming around, they took him away.
Oh, I never believed it, even with my fistful of money.
Well, what's our next move? What are we to do?
I want to see them put him in the wagon.
All right.
You were wonderful, Larry.
Oh, it was just like...
No, I mean it. I've never seen anyone who was so brave. Yeah. Not even the policemen tried to do what you did. If it weren't for you, they would have dragged me right out.
Oh, Lindy, you don't think I'd ever let them do that to you, do you?
Why?
Why what?
Why wouldn't you let them?
Well,
No what?
Well, for Pete's sake, Lindy, what do you think it is that I mean?
What are you thinking? Tell me.
Well, if you must know, it's because I like you so much, and I want you to be my girl. Oh, man, Lindy, this is worse than facing those crooks.
Oh, Larry, I think you're sweet.
Sweet?
And brave, and fun to be with, and handsome, and everything I like. And I am your girl.
I do? I mean, I am? But you are?
And I'll be the proudest girl at homecoming.
Wait, that means you'll go? Oh, Lindy.
Well. Look what happens in our principal's office the minute he gets thrown into jail.
Yeah, the minute.
Why don't you run along with Goody and write some more poems, Gerard?
Hey, how about that? Henley lights into me about writing some old poem, then he goes out and robs a bank.
And just think, all he did was write a beautiful poem, an ode to Goody, my dreamboat.
Why, if I had that mangy weasel here, I'd pick him up, bounce him against this wall, flip him over his desk, tie him up into a pretzel, and throw him in there. And I'd leave him in there until he's...
Wait, Gerard, what's the matter?
Gerard, snap out of it.
Say something.
The floor, in there.
It's Henley!
How'd he get in there?
It couldn't be.
What's the matter with him?
He's all tied up.
I don't even know. Gerard, just give me a hand. What?
What
happened? You get his hands.
Where? Who?
How did he get back in there?
Oh, thank you. Help me up, Gerard.
But we've been in this room all along. I don't understand. How could he gotten back in there?
My dear child, you don't think that I'm that bank robber? That criminal? Where is he?
They just took you back out. They just took him back to the station, not you.
Oh, thank heavens this is all over. I never thought I'd get out of that closet alive. I was stuck in captivity for 2 days with those criminals.
I still don't get it. You mean there's two of you?
Gerard, that criminal was principal of Alexander Hamilton High School for 2 days, and nobody knew the difference. That's how much he looks like me.
I still can't believe he was a crook. And he was so nice. I actually enjoyed working here for once. I'm so sorry, Mr. Henley. You weren't supposed to hear that.
That's all right. Let me just say to all of you that I've learned a valuable lesson during my leave of absence in the closet.
Why, Mr. Henley? Aren't you feeling well? You look sort of sick.
I'm all right now, Miss Hamilton.
I'm glad. You're too nice a man to ever have anything wrong with you. You know, I'm still thinking up different ways to spend this money.
Ah, yes. I remember hearing about that. You do realize, of course, Miss Hamilton, that money is
A gift? I know. Mr. Henley, I will never forget you for this as long as I live.
Well, it's yours. It's all yours. And you're entirely welcome, Miss Hamilton. Let's just say finders keepers.
Oh, you're free, Mr. Henley. Good, good. Are you all right?
A little tired and hungry, but all right otherwise.
Well, those birds just told us the whole story.
Yes, the students here found me.
Too bad he had to go through all this, Henley, but we might have never caught him if they didn't have to hide out in the school.
And they never would have come into school if someone hadn't pulled the wires on their getaway car.
So I understand. A car just like mine, wasn't it?
Like yours? Oh no, then I pulled the wires on the wrong car.
What's that?
It was supposed to be a joke. Excuse me, Mr. Henley.
That's my dreamboat. If it weren't for Gerard, the criminals would have gotten away. He's so talented.
Here's what, Gerard. What say we bury the hatchet?
On the level, Mr. Henley?
On the level.
Come on.
Oh, Mr. Henley, we knew a man like you could never get wrapped up in a thing such as this.
Or spend so much money on the band.
Unfortunately.
True.
Yes. I'm sorry, but this Mr. Henley doesn't have that kind of money lying around his office. But one thing I know for certain. Somehow, someway, the Alexander Hamilton High School Band is going on tour. And in new uniforms, too.
Yay!